This episode is brought to you by Kia's first three-row, all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults. With 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute and available lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
Hey, it's Kim Commando Today, your daily podcast to keep you up to date with all things digital and beyond. And I'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. You can make an appointment to speak with me. Just head over to commando.com, and on the top right, there's a button that says Email Kim. Fill that out, and that's it. I always like to start with something interesting, and this falls into that category. We're going to talk about Kanye West, a.k.a. Ye. He's fallen apart in hard times. He lost his wife. He went on that racist tirade. And drop it like it's a hotcake. CAA, his powerful talent agency, he's gone. Balenciaga, Adidas, his friends, his family, his law firm, even his bank, JP Morgan Chase, handled billions of Yeezy dollars. They're saying now Ye is toxic. So Forbes reported last week that Kanye West was no longer on the list of billionaires, and he has a new estimated worth of $400 million. How will he survive? So guess what happened next? There are campaigns on GoFundMe. What a world. Make Kanye a billionaire again. Kid you not. Luckily, they're not getting any traction, and some of these GoFundMes have been taken down. And I know what you're thinking. Ye have little faith. And on that happy note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another hour of America's greatest show about all things digital. That's right. It's called The Kim Commando Show, because I'm America's digital pro, Kim Commando. And you can find us on over 425 top stations across the United States. And we're streaming in your favorite radio app. And you can find us streaming as a podcast, as a webcast, 24/7, 3 months of archives. You get 30 days free. And after that, we have discounts for seniors, military, and service members over at getkim.com. It's just a few bucks a month. That's getkim.com. All right. This is part of the show where I like to talk about future tech, things that are coming down and the pike, and it may not necessarily be here in the next week or so, but it is something that you need to be aware of, how tech is changing. And there's been a lot of talk about future tech on the web about artificial intelligence art and image generators. I mean, ask the computer to draw you a picture of a whale in the Arizona desert, or just a beautiful Arizona desert, whatever it may be, and you can see what it comes up with. Now, artists don't like this at all. And the sites that license photos and images and videos, they're trying to figure out how do we get a handle on all this. But right now, coming new is AI-powered music, vocals to be exact. You type up the words that you want the AI to sing based on somebody else's voice. It's a lot like deep faking. And I was fortunate enough to hear some AI-generated music myself this past week. And so I grabbed the track, and I'm going to play you 2 tracks off of it. I want you to listen very, very closely. It's the AI cover of Dolly Parton's hit, Jolene. Here, take a listen to the first part.
Jolene, 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 Jolene.
Okay, that's AI.
You, please don't take my man.
Okay. Now, as you listen to it, there's no depth. There's no real highs, there's no lows. The AI certainly doesn't sing with the passion that Dolly Parton does, right? So now listen to another part of the song.
Jolene, Jolene, Jolene.
Sounds the same, right?
Please don't take him even though he could.
That's AI generated tunes. AI generated tunes. Okay, it needs to be more than that if it was anything than just a novelty. But it is interesting when you listen to the song, you hear the AI take breaths. Like, what was that? Yes, you actually hear like the AI doing that. I don't know. They need to be working longer than 9 to 5 on this. Number 2 on our list of future tech is you have these jobs. Watch out because AI may be taking your place. We're going to start with number 1, doctors. That's right. Not only will they be able to have more sterile instruments, is that AI and robotics is now going to be taking more of the medical field. We already have robotic surgeries, but more is coming. Number 2 on this list is soldiers. If you haven't seen what Boston Dynamics is doing, just search for it on YouTube. It's phenomenal. 3 on our list is bus, taxi, and 18-wheeler drivers. 98% chance that the future of that industry is going to be totally automated. Number 4, proofreaders and editors, talking about tools that are already built into Microsoft Word and Google Docs and Grammarly. That's why, every single day I've been playing the spelling bee game on the New York Times. Why? Just because I feel like I'm losing my ability to spell because everything's so autocorrect. 5 on this list that I found are security guards, cameras and AI tech. They seem to be taking over that. But I was pretty happy about this, that we don't have any national radio talk show hosts and podcasters on there, right? Let's see. Number 3 in our 5 things of future tech is that there is now soon tech that will let us speak to our dead relatives. Yes, you heard me correct. Amazon recently showed a video in which Alexa reads to a child in the voice of the child's recently deceased grandmother. Now, the VP showing off the tech said that Amazon is trying to make Alexa smarter, and AI can't eliminate the pain of loss, but it can make the memories last. Thanks. Well, now there's a company in California called Hereafter AI. They need 4 hours of conversations with an interviewer where you talk about your life and all of your memories. And then to keep the AI voice of your deceased relatives alive, it's going to cost you $108 a year after initially paying all the money to capture the interviews. And then you can have a full conversation with your loved one about anything. Again, the person has died, but you can still do that. In case you're interested, it's a really long read. I'm going to forewarn you, but I did read it. It's at the MIT Technology Review. And I think I'm going to do a podcast about this with the researchers as well. But in case you want to look at it, again, there's a full story. Give yourself 20 minutes to read it. Number 4 on our list of future tech is Amazon wants more of your data. Yes, they do. You might have Alexa on your kitchen counter, but Amazon is going to be releasing a smart refrigerator. And inside it has tech that will tell you exactly what you're eating, what you're not eating. It'll order the groceries automatically, have the groceries delivered for you on a regular basis, subscription-based services. And they're also going to send some push notifications in case the food is getting kind of moldy. You might be thinking of that as a spoiler alert. And finally, number 5, yes, say goodbye to messy burritos. Future tech, we're going to have a new world where burritos stay in burritos. They're calling it Tasty Tape. Edible sticky tape designed to hold a burrito together while it's being eaten. They're not going to say quite yet until they get the patent of what's inside this Tasty Tape, but they say it's common food and dietary additives. Now, any Mexican grandmother will tell you that if you have an issue, you just should fold the burrito the right way and then just use a tiny bit of water and flour and mix it like glue, and it'll keep that burrito shut. But in the future, we're going to have Tasty Tape for our burritos. I love burritos. I could taco about them all day long. All right, coming up, we have all of your great phone calls, and in just a few moments, a free tool to block the trolls on the web here on The Kim Komando Show. How'd you like to hear about how I saved $456 in just 5 minutes? I used an app called Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Can you remember all the free trials and all the other random subscriptions that you've signed up for? Of course you don't, and that's what they're banking on. I love that with Rocket Money, I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. Then if I see something I don't want, I just tap to cancel, and I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim. All right, let's get started with your phone calls. Linda in Breckenridge, Colorado. That is such a beautiful part of the country, Linda. I love Breckenridge.
Thank you. Yes, so do I. And thank you for taking my call.
So what's going on? How can I help you out?
Okay, my question is, I have just installed a Starlink satellite, actually 3 months ago on my roof. Okay. And I am looking for a cost-effective backup plan in case the Starlink doesn't function. I live, set the stage here, I live at 10,500 feet. I am in the Central Rockies, nestled in amongst 13 and 14,000 foot peaks. I am connectivity challenged. I am weather challenged. And I am off-grid occasionally. The electricity will go down. I have backup generators to keep myself going. I have a cell phone. However, it doesn't work here. I'm in a dead zone. Even though my provider says that it's got full coverage, it does not. It's very sketchy through these mountains. So as far as backups for me, in case the antenna does go down, it's not uncommon for me to have 4 feet of snow on my roof through the winter and 60-mile-an-hour.
Wow.
So,
gosh, Linda, you are, you know what? You are a mountain mama. You are. That's amazing. That is great.
Been up here a long time, but I was on I haven't quite pulled the plug with my ISP. I was on Viasat Exceed for quite a number of years, but it's quite limited. And now that I have my Starlink, a whole new world of internet speeds and streaming and opportunities.
Okay, so all this said, you are looking for, if Starlink goes down, that you'd still be able to get out.
If it can't handle that snow load, and our roof, we have high roof lines. We're at, probably 2.5 stories up. So if we have an issue, we're going to be mountain climbing to get up there.
Yeah, and and there's not a lot you can do at that point. I mean, seriously, if Starlink goes down because of the snow and the mountains and things, that's where you have to go to your next local common denominator, and that would be for you to have a cell phone booster to see if you could be able to maybe grab some more of those signals that your provider says that you should have, but you don't have. And so there's a company called WeBoost. And with your situation, you can go with an indoor antenna, but I would actually recommend an outdoor antenna. Because the outdoor antenna, if you mount it on the roof or mount it where maybe there's not going to be 4 feet of snow at some point. I mean, maybe it's, do you have a heated roof at any means, at any part?
No, it's not heated. And is this a peer-to-peer type of arrangement?
I guess you could say that. What you're going to do, you're going to put the antenna in, you're going to try to grab the nearest signal near you, or triangulation. Okay. And then from that antenna, then we're going to bring there's just a little cord that goes inside with another little antenna, and then that will boost it inside the house. So you have an indoor or you have an outdoor antenna. And again, the name of the company is called WeBoost. I'm going to send you links to both the indoor and the outdoor antenna. But wow, you are amazing, Linda, to be living like that off the grid and in those beautiful mountains. I really admire you for doing that. That's really incredible. So anyway, check out these WeBoost antennas. Another thing that was just crossing my mind is, I don't know if you want to take a look at it, something called a spot satellite. And it's a device that runs, again, off a satellite, but it may be easier to hold it because you'd actually have it in your hand and you can hit a button. And so just in case you ever needed emergency contacts or you needed somebody to actually come to your house to help you, and it's really used for hikers, really. But you're a hiker. You're at 10,800 feet in Breckenridge, Colorado. That if you ever needed something in the middle of a storm or something, you could hit that button and then it would contact the local authorities. And again, that's made by Spot. It's called the Spot satellite. We'll send you some links to those WeBoost outdoor and indoor antennas that were there on Amazon. If you need any other help, I'm here for you. Just give us a call back. All right. Next up, we have Bob in Detroit, Michigan. Hello there, Bob.
So the reason I'm calling is I was listening to one of your podcasts, and you talked about when backing up files from your PC to an external hard drive, that there was a software program that would compare the data from the hard drive on the PC to the external hard drive to make sure you copied everything. And I didn't get a chance to write that program down. And I don't know what that software was.
And then what do you use? Where are you backing this up?
to an external hard drive, a SanDisk 1 terabyte external hard drive.
Oh, I have one of those. Did you get yours at Costco? I got mine at Costco. So-
I did. That's exactly where I got it from.
See, I knew that. And I even got one for my sister because, super affordable. I think, what was it, like $100 or something like that? It was
Yes,
really
and you
a
know what
great
I like
price.
about it is I can back up all my files from the PC to this external hard drive, and then I can plug it into my iPad or my iPhone and look at the data there.
Yeah, it is. Isn't it so amazing how far technology has come in a relatively short time? I mean,
Yes.
it used to be you'd have these big, massive, wonking hard drives, and they were 256 megs or 250 megs, right? And you're like, whoa, that's huge. And now you're like, I got in my hand, I'm holding 1 terabyte that I bought for $100. Ridiculous.
Yes.
The thing about, the SanDisk, the stream, or any type of hard drive backup, that's okay. But it shouldn't be your primary backup because if that bad boy dies, so does all your data.
I actually back up to the cloud, too. I back up to Carbonite, and then I have 2 SanDisk 1 terabytes that I put the data on just in case one fails. I got the other one as a backup, and I got Carbonite as another backup.
All right, so you're really looking for a program that will compare the backup file, the file that you back up, to make sure that everything got there.
Yes.
There is a checksum tool in the Windows App Store. It's called Checksum.
Okay.
So you can get that, and that'll compare the files that you're dragging over to make sure that you got everything. But you really should be using the built-in Windows backup utility, because I think that would be really the best way, because you already got everything going on the cloud and everything. So, but try to use the Windows 11 backup utility, Bob. And,
how do I access that?
It's funny you should ask, because this is a one-stop shop. Is that I'm going to put you on hold, and you spoke to Amber. Amber's going to shoot you over a link right now over on how you can use the Windows backup utility. How's that sound?
That sounds fantastic. Thank you so much.
Oh, you betcha. And thanks for the podcast. Thanks for listening. Tell all your family members and friends too. We can always use some more listeners to our podcasts and shows. Now, when you're talking about backups, I want you to remember the 3-2-1 rule. You want to keep 3 copies of your data on 2 different devices and mediums with 1 offsite storage location. So again, it's the 3-2-1 rule. 3 copies of your data, 2 different devices or mediums, and 1 offsite storage solution. All right, what if there's a site that you like to visit, but you don't like to see the comments? Well, there's a free tool that works in all major browsers. It automatically blocks the comments from loading at the websites. It's appropriately called Shut Up, and it works with Chrome, Firefox, and Safari. Hey, stay right where you are. We have a great tip about your website, some free tests and tools that you should be using with it, as well as more of your phone calls here on The Kim Komando Show. How'd you like to hear about how I saved $456 in just 5 minutes? I used an app called Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Can you remember all the free trials and all the other random subscriptions that you've signed up for? Of course you don't, and that's what they're banking on. I love that with Rocket Money, I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. Then if I see something I don't want, I just tap to cancel, and I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim. Hey, later on this hour, let's see if you can pass a security test. And in just a few moments, if you have a website, I'm going to tell you how you should run it through some free online tests to make sure it's in tip-top shape. All right, this is part of the show where we like to bring on Allie Seligman. She's our amazing content queen over at Komando.com, and you are truly amazing. The traffic to the website, Allie, bravo, so huge. Every single month we're breaking records. Congratulations.
Thank you, Kim.
All right, so you were telling me a story that you were having a little bit of an issue.
We could say that, yes. This is going to be
You were going on offer up just a little too much.
Too much.
Right? And did you make any big purchases?
Nothing huge. I did buy a really nice dining table that I think I got for like half of what it would have cost if I went to Crate and Barrel and bought it. So love that. That was a good one.
And yeah, and then there's also Facebook Marketplace. Do you go there at all?
I stay away from all things Facebook. I just can't bring myself to even log into Facebook these days. So no, I don't do Facebook Marketplace. I'm strictly an OfferUp gal, but I know a lot of people who use one, they use lots of them, right?
Now with OfferUp, it's primarily local? Because I don't really use it. I mean, I've gone on to look, but I don't really, I don't.
You
buy
can do
anything like
both.
that. So
yeah,
but it's local, or they will ship it, mail it to you.
You can do it that way too. So you can filter the results based on what you want to see, or if you're selling something, you can add the shipping to it. If you do more than just local, they do take a cut of it. So that's how they make their money. But yep, you can do both on that one.
They have to do it some way. All right, so talk to us about OfferUp.
Well, I was thinking about, there are a few ways that you can get yourself in trouble with these apps. We all think about the scary stories, right? Think about years past, all the warnings about Craigslist. Don't use Craigslist, you're going to get murdered, which, actually happened. And so we do have to be careful. I'm going to start this with a little do as I say, not as I do story. And now I am doing differently, right? So sometimes you're selling something that it's just impractical to leave your house, to take it away. And so you think, you know what, it's fine. Somebody else is here with me. I'm just going to sell it at home. So I was selling filing cabinet, pain to move, pain to get out of the house, didn't want to meet somebody in a parking lot. And so I thought, it's going to be fine. I will just sell it here at my house. Somebody messaged me, said, hey, I want to buy that. Okay, awesome. He lived nearby. I said, all right, let me know when you're on your way. And I sent my address. Now, fast forward, this guy never shows up. And I spend probably the next 3 days in a panic about, oh my gosh, is this guy going to show up and kill us? Is he going to rob us? What is going to happen? So my first piece of advice, because I do know, yes, people sell things at their home. If you're going to do this, wait until you have confirmation that the person is on their way. Don't send your address until then. And don't send it through a text or some other medium, because you can go in and block people on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace, whatever. And if they haven't taken a screenshot of it, it does delete all your message history. The best thing you really can do, though, is meet somewhere else. There is a website I found that is really awesome. It's safetradestations.com, and we're going to post about this on commando.com so you can get the link. But these are all the participating police stations that have places where you can go. There's
that's so
cameras.
Smart.
It's well lit. They even list what hours the parking lot is lit, so you make sure you don't go there when it's dark. And this stuff is really important. In Chicago over the summer, there was a string of 19 robberies. It was all the same people. They would find someone trying to buy a motorcycle or an ATV on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace. The people would show up to buy it, all this cash in hand, right? There was nothing for sale.
Right.
It was just people who were there with a gun to rob them and take all their money. Oh. Yeah, pretty scary stuff. So go somewhere well lit. This site is great for finding a place that, you know that there are going to be cameras, there's going to be someone watching. And it's always good to bring someone with you. Don't go by yourself, especially if you're doing if you're buying or selling something that's expensive. Electronics, a car, a motorcycle, anything like that. One of the things that always shocks me on OfferUp especially is when you see someone's profile. It's their full name, it's their picture, it's where they live. And my mind immediately goes to, oh my gosh, that is so creepy. That is so unsafe.
Okay, so now tell me, you didn't use your real name on your profile.
No, I don't have my real name. I don't have a picture of me. And one day I was on there scrolling and I got curious. Okay, how easy is it to find somebody? And so I find this woman. It said she lives in Scottsdale, Arizona, saw her name, and I searched for her. Within 2 seconds, I'm on this lady's LinkedIn profile.
Boom.
Yeah. And, she used a really similar picture, so I knew it was her. And imagine, right? If I was some creep, now I can get to this lady's house and I know who she is. So that's a little too creepy for me. I would say if you're going to use your first name, okay, don't post your last name on there. You're probably better off using something like your middle name or another name that you go by.
Or I love dogs.
There you go.
I love attack German shepherds. How about that?
Yeah, make a picture of your dog, your profile picture. You don't need to put your face on these things. And you can't always trust that little verified thing. You know, it's on OfferUp, it's on LetGo, it's on all these apps that says a verified profile. Well, LetGo has a lawsuit going right now because in 2020, somebody with a verified profile killed a couple who was selling something. Yeah, so, you know, you can't always trust those. So I would say for your own profile, keep it low key. Don't have your name, don't have your photo. Don't let creeps know who you are. And then, of course, there's money, right? All the money scams that we hear about all the time, people losing money. And it really happens through apps. If you were just dealing in cash, okay, that's safe. And that's my rule of thumb. Only pay cash for this stuff because
that's
the
smart.
moment someone says Zelle to you, you should say, nope, I don't want that. Now, Zelle is that app that's connected to your bank. And the reason we don't like Zelle for things like this is because if someone scams you out of money, you are not getting it back. You're really not. There's nothing you can do. I found a story from CBS News. They talked to this guy in New Jersey. He was buying concert tickets from somebody. He was buying them through one of these, selling platforms. Sent the guy $600 because he had a verified account. They had worked out all the details. It seemed legit. The tickets never showed up. So it can happen just in a way like that, where it's as simple as you send the money, you don't get anything. But there are also trickier scams. So say you're the one selling something and someone sends you the money through Zelle, but oops, I sent you too much. Can you just send me some back?
Yes. Yeah, that's a huge scam because it just sounds so legit, doesn't it? I'm so sorry. I thought it was $150, not $15.
Oops,
right?
I put an extra zero or yeah. And what happens is that initial transaction that they sent is never actually going to go through. Sometimes they're paying with an e-check that bounces. There are different ways to do it, but it's called an overpayment scam. Essentially, they give you too much, and then what you send back is real money. You send them the money, but you're never going to get the initial transaction that they sent you. So you're just out that cash.
So, it's interesting. It's like this whole subculture of people buying and selling things, things that they don't want, things that they do want. And then, of course, the benefit is that you save a ton of money and you don't have to pay sales tax,
There you
right?
go. Yeah. And sometimes it's just to get junk out of your house. I have sold things on OfferUp that I'm not really even trying to get a bunch of money for it. Things for $5 or $10. It's almost like a garage sale, but you don't have to deal with having a garage sale.
That is true. And probably a lot of us can declutter. When we moved out of our house, the house that we lived in for 17, 18 years, oh my gosh, every cabinet was loaded. So, but what I did is I probably, if I had the time, I would have done OfferUp, but I just called a woman and I said, here, come just sell everything.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Just have a sale. And everybody walked through and, picked up the curtain rods and stuff that I thought she had stuff out. I'm like, well, who would even want that? Because it was like a broken box that held keys. And you know what? People will buy just about
They really will, especially if they think they can turn around and sell it for more. Funny about my filing cabinet. So I needed one for my home office, and I found someone selling one that I wanted, but he had two, and he would not sell me one. He would only sell me two. So I sold the other one and basically paid for the one that I kept, which was nice.
And now you have to tell them about the filing cabinets because they're really unique. They are. I would have bought one.
They're
from
awesome.
you.
Yeah, they're like hone filing cabinets. They're really nice, and they're everything I wanted. I got them for super cheap, and then like I said, got to sell it for what I got. So you can't beat that. So these apps are really good for saving money, for decluttering, for avoiding sales tax, buying things that maybe it's not worth it for you to buy in the store. Maybe you think, I actually want to have some crazy Christmas decorations outside this year. Yeah, you don't really want to pay the however much. Get it from one of your neighbors.
Then you could probably find them. Yeah, you can probably find it on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace. All right, those are some great tips, Allie, and you'll have it all written up for everybody so they can learn more over at commando.com,
I sure will.
Right? All right, super dupes. Let's go ahead and move on, and let's talk about, if you have a website, how you can run it through these free online tests. And this week, this tip is brought to you by iDrive. All right, I'm going to go through this very quickly because if you need all these links, they're going to be over at commando.com. But if any of you have your own website, these are essential tests that you need to do. Like, for example, the Google Search Console. And that's where, if maybe it's going to tell you if you're indexing your pages correctly or re-index. There's Link Checker to make sure that you have all valid links within your website. A mobile-friendly test to make sure that all these devices and phones and tablets can see everything the way that you want it to be depicted on your website. A Nibbler is going to give you an SEO rating and a whole bunch more. So whether your website is big or small, make sure you check out this list of free website tests over at Komando.com. And be sure to stay right where you are. We have more of your phone calls and later on a security test. Let's see if you can pass it here on the Kim Komando Show. How'd you like to hear about how I saved $456 in just 5 minutes? I used an app called Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Can you remember all the free trials and all the other random subscriptions that you've signed up for? Of course you don't, and that's what they're banking on. I love that with Rocket Money, I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. Then if I see something I don't want, I just tap to cancel, and I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim. Let's see. Glenda, you're up next. Glad to have you with us.
Hi. Thank you, Kim, for accepting my call. Enjoyed listening to your show. I knew that if I ever needed help, you would be the first person that I would reach out to you. And I really need your help now.
Okay.
My granddaughter, Leanna, died unexpectedly on January the 5th. Sorry. She was a senior design student. Okay, let me...
It's okay. You know what? Take your time. Take your time.
Okay.
You know what? It's hard. It's raw, and there's no reason why Leanne should not be here right now, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Okay. She was a senior design student at Texas State in San Marcos. I have her laptop, and I'm unable to log in. She has an HP Spectra X360 because I don't have her password. So I gave the laptop to a friend of mine. He was an IT professional. And, in the old days, we could use the boot up just to bypass the login. But he said that her laptop was encrypted, and he was unable to help me. So what he did was he gave me back the laptop. Now it no longer boots up to Windows 10. It just brings me up. It powers up to a screen that says troubleshoot or turn off the computer. When I do the troubleshoot, I can get to the BIOS. I can do a lot of things, but I cannot get back to my Windows 10 screen.
Okay. Now, what is it that you're hoping to find on the laptop?
Well, basically, Leanna, she did a lot of drafting, and she did a lot of her projects on her laptop.
Okay, so you're
and I want to give. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm hoping to give her laptop back to her mom with all of her stuff.
All right, I understand. Okay. Let me just talk a little bit about where you're at right now, and then I'm going to see what we can do to find somebody to help you. Okay? Because I don't want anybody else to mess anything up. Not that your friend, I know he may not have messed anything up, but I want to make sure that we truly get this in the hands of somebody who really knows forensics. There are things that you can try. You can try to boot it up with a Linux-based USB drive. You can try to do that. You can take the hard drive out and put it in another USB enclosure and put it in another computer and see if that works. But I want to find somebody who's close to you, who can pick up this hard drive, and I'll figure out who that person is. I'll do this for you, okay? And I want to help ease some of this grief. that you and your entire family are feeling right now. It's a very, very difficult time. It is. And if I can help you, Glenda, I will. I know you know that I will. Okay. And I will do anything I can in my power. And so if anybody's listening right now, and if you live near Hewitt, Texas, maybe you know somebody in the forensics business, I want you to reach out to me directly, and you can do that by going to commando.com. And at the top of the right, there's a link that says email Kim. And I'm going to pray on this, Glenda, okay?
Thank you.
And then we'll find the right person, and we'll get these drawings. We will. I guarantee you, Glenda, if I can do it, and if we can, it can be done, I'm going to do this for you, okay? So I want you to take this burden off of your shoulder. Promise?
Promise.
Okay? Promise?
Promise.
Okay. Take the burden off your shoulder, because I'm with you. And I'm not going to let this go until we get it back. All right?
Thank you.
Okay. We're going to do this. We're going to get this. We're going to get these pictures off for you, Glenda. We will. I assure you. I guarantee you we will do this. Hey, say you're using Amazon, Facebook, Messenger, Instagram, TikTok, or Snapchat. You click a link for an ad or whatever, and it opens up a web page in a browser inside the app. Is that good or bad? Well, let's see if you know the answer. When you click a link in an ad, and that action doesn't open your browser of choice, Chrome, Firefox, or Safari, whatever, you're using an in-app browser. And when you're using an in-app browser, that app, the ones that I mentioned, will capture every single keystroke that you enter. Then they're going to sell that data to the highest bidder. So just remember, when you click a link and it opens in an in-app browser, copy that link and then open your favorite browser choice. So that this way, these big tech companies, these apps don't get more of your data. And don't forget, for more security tips, how-to tips, digital life hacks, and breaking tech news, it's all happening 24/7 at the website. That's KOMANDO.com. Hey, thanks for listening to Kim Commando today. So reach over and give me a nice 5-star review. Yes, thank you. And thanks for listening.